Hello and welcome to JRock's Pop Culture Revolution. This is episode number 22, and we got some special guests today. Got my good friend Ben Hicks, and we also got Nichole Estelle. I'm going to start off since Ben's a returning guest. I'll let Nichole start off today and tell us who she is.
All right. Well, my name's Nichole Estelle, and I'm a filmmaker, director, actress, kind of just all of the works with everything. So,
And what came first, the acting, and then you got into the other stuff, Nichole?
yes, the acting came first, and then I really enjoyed being behind the camera, writing scripts, stories, and bringing those to life. So, that's one of my favorite things is to get lost in another world and bring people into it. So, as
Okay,
Ben knows.
yeah, and my good friend Ben Hicks, who's a returning guest, he's a filmmaker in his own right now. Ben, where I'd like to start off today's episode, if you could share with us how exactly you, Nichole, know each other and what you guys are working on together.
I met Nichole through Sarah, your previous guest,
Okay, yeah,
and Nichole, she really impressed me with her acting. Amazing actress, and she's also, like she said, she's directed things, and I am in the middle of writing a feature film called A Devilish Deal, and I have asked her to be the director on it because she's amazing at what she does.
and so let me ask you, Nichole. With that being said, when Ben approached you about getting involved with this project, what was it about? Like, did you say yes right away, or did you fall in love with it? Talk a little bit about how you really decided to get involved. Yeah.
Well, knowing Ben, I was all for it because I've seen his stuff, is what's in his mind. So I was definitely excited. And I'm kind of a control freak. So when he said, "Do you want to direct this?" I said yes.
And will you be doing a cameo or anything in it? Do you know, Nichole?
I don't know.
Yes, you
Maybe I.
will.
Because I got to tell you, his previous guest we had on, Sarah Jane, she just really lights up her room. She's got I don't know if you know her, but she's got a real
Mhm.
burst of energy. And I'm getting the same vibe kind of from you, you know. Ben seems to have a real knack for picking like winning actors and actresses.
Yeah, Sarah and I go way back, actually. Me and her knew each other even last year. We met on set back in December of 2024,
Yeah.
2025. So yeah, her and I know each other very well, and her and I are working on projects together that's coming up too. So
Have you guys back
yeah.
on together, you and Sarah. That would be a fun episode. You know, in fact, the last I had her on
Oh, let me tell you, they are a treat when they're together.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, Ben. I think you need to cast those two together because, you know, I was laughing. I've had Sarah Jane on twice now. Last time I had her on the show, she was saying how she's really shy. And I'm like, well, you hide it well.
I don't know. That'd be a crazy episode with us for sure.
They be tuning in to check it out, the guest, not me. You know? Yeah. And so tell us a little bit about the project. I mean, it's a movie. Is it going to go directly to DVD? Is the plan to get it on streaming? What's your plan?
um, right now, uh, I just want to get it wrote, start filming, and I'll see what Tom says about it, what he thinks. I like to go through him with that stuff.
Oh,
But
great.
it's going to be a feature film though, because it's I've already started casting a little bit, and it's shaping up to be a really really nice project. It really
Yeah.
is.
And so, Nichole, as the director of this film, once it starts, you know, shooting, what's your responsibility going to be? I mean, how involved will you be, for example, with picking the location spots?
Well, Ben and I actually just talked about that. So I mean, we're going to kind of coordinate a little bit locations and good scenes and setups for that. But once he gives me the go ahead, I'm like all on board. So I'll be doing as much as I can. Even, going through table reads with the actors, making sure they're all set up. So, I mean, I'll start behind the scenes as soon as we're kind of get stuff lined up for that. So, yeah,
Yeah, I know
I'm all
Ben.
hands on board.
Yeah, and I know Ben not this way, but let me ask you: being a woman director, have you ever had people in your career when you were involved with past projects, maybe not take you serious because you were a woman?
Yeah. In fact, I started off doing a lot of assistant directing for a previous filmmaker and directing a lot of his scenes, fight choreography, SFX, like all the works, and got very little to no credit or recognition. And so at the end of this past year, I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore. So I'm actually going to take my name and make it known for things that I've never been recognized for in the past. So
Oh,
not letting that happen again. So
there you go. Now, Ben, when you first, hooked up with Nichole, I mean, obviously you're picking her for to be the director here. What was about her past directing work that kind of really impressed you?
Well, we recently was on a cooking show. I was, Donna's Creole cooking, and I watched her take charge. And right off the bat, I knew she'd be an amazing director because she doesn't know how to quit.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
biggest thing for me. Is like, because filming gets tough, even if you're like one camera person in there. Which, sorry to say, poor Nichole was the camera person. She was running all over that place, and she has probably the strongest upper body strength I've ever seen because she held that camera for hours.
Yeah, I guess the one thing you two must share in common is that work ethic because, Ben, as long as I've known you, and here's the funny thing, I've never met Ben face to face because he's from Kentucky, I'm from California, but we've done a lot of these Zoom interviews over years. And the fun part is you kind of get to know a person. Now, he's been talking to me for like the last year and a half or so about this other project he's been working on, Midas Cove, and I know they're coming very close to that they're going to start airing that sometime this year. Now, the point I'm trying to make is they haven't even an episode of Midas Cove hasn't even aired yet, and yet I can tell you from my standpoint, I am so excited. The build up each time I talk to Ben about it, like I kind of got something kind of like a Miami Vice type. I don't know if that's what show, but like a detective type of show, and I'm so excited to see it. And it's amazing because again, nobody's seen an episode, but we've got so many people excited just what it's going to be like once it does air.
And I can tell you this: I want you to cameo in it.
Okay, so we'll have to work that out.
Anybody I come across that I'm friends with, I usually say, "Hey, you want a cameo? You got to do something."
Yeah.
But I will tell you this: my mind don't stop on Midas Cove. I'm always the script's always changing. Stuff's
That's
already
the
been
point I'm
added.
making is you're still doing that, and yet you're working on this other project with Nichole. It's like you're doing more in one thing.
Well, the thing is, though, when I get an idea, if I don't start writing something down, I'm going to lose it. It's like when I'm coming up with a line, like for Nicole's character, she plays Sage in Midas Cove. If I don't write down her lines or start writing on it, I'm gonna probably lose a good line or a good scene. So I have to do it immediately.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, Nichole, but like my experience also with Ben has been he's a very supportive guy. For example, and this is I thanked him for this, but like even when I post episodes of my show, he's always like I've never even asked him. He just does it out of goodness. Like he will share because we're friends. He'll share different episodes I post of my shows, and I know he's checking it out and he's spreading the word. And I try to send that love back to him. Anytime I see he's got anything, hey Ben, you haven't been on it. Well, let's come on and let people know what you're working on. And I really appreciate that about him.
I will give you a hint about Midas Cove, Jason.
Okay.
You're going to be seeing Jake Carter's car. See that tarp? There's a really awesome car underneath that tarp.
Okay. Wow.
You'll be seeing it real soon. I'm working on it.
Wouldn't be with General Lee or anything like that.
No. I need something lighter than that.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be doing any jumps or anything like it.
And so,
no
as far as
stunt work.
Cove, do you have you got a premiere date yet, or are you still working on that?
We're now, like I said, premiere dates can change, but I'm looking at November.
Oh, what a great time! Everybody's
But
off.
that's the month we're shooting for. But depending on weather, people getting sick, anything could happen. But that's the date I'm hoping for.
And you guys pretty much have you got was it the first season or first two seasons?
We're still well. There's a few more. I got a few more shots of a couple episodes I got to finish, but let's say we're in the middle towards the end now. I've got a
Okay.
lot of stuff shot. And so basically, once I get all done, then it's off to the editor where he'll take his sweet time when it's, which I want him to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Color grading, music, credits, all that stuff.
And so, Nichole, you mentioned the fact that you're also an actress,
Mhm.
and I was curious. Can you tell us about some of the movies you've been in?
Oh, okay. Well, I've been in quite a bit. Sometimes they get stuck in post-production. So some of the films, like the 3 or 4 films I was in last year, aren't out. I do tend to go towards the horror scene quite a bit. But I was in a film in December recently, and that was more of a Christian-based film. That was a different character that I've ever played. I'm like crying on cue and stuff
Wow.
like that. And that's actually won like 12 plus awards already. So um,
Do a
I'm
lot of these
excited for that.
movies like go directly to DVD? I don't know if they even do that anymore, or
No, a lot like to push for streaming. A lot of some directors like to get their film done, put it to film festivals, get those awards, get that recognition, and then put it on Tubi or whatever else they want to do. I don't do too much with the YouTube stuff just because if I'm going to be in something, I wanted to kind of go a little bit somewhere,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Not saying anything wrong with YouTube. I know there's a lot of people that do YouTube
Well,
stuff,
I
and
gotta tell you, it's so. I mean, like as hard as even I work to, that's where a lot of people. I post a lot of my stuff and people see it, but it's so weird because they got these strange algorithms. They got these strange
yes.
um, little rules. I mean, they started. I think that had a lot to do with the lawsuit they were going through. That like I would get views on a lot of my stuff, and they're pretty good views, and then all of a sudden I noticed and I'm not even told why, losing views, or maybe because somebody didn't watch it all the way through, or some stupid rule they got.
Yeah, I noticed that too. YouTube's been changing a little bit with the algorithm. Facebook isn't too bad, but
Yeah,
it's like you got to get so many views. You're on professional dashboard mode, and I mean, I monetize my Facebook too.
and
So
yeah, and then even Facebook, they are getting kind of weird about stuff where, not that it's impossible to monetize stuff. I honestly haven't gotten to that point yet, but I get enough of viewership that I'm making a little bit of noise. But at the same time, like Facebook will do stuff like maybe it doesn't get shown to everybody, or like I'm told like, oh, we have suggestions on what you can do. Like make a reel, do this, do that.
right.
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of interesting because it's you're always constantly learning when you're doing that kind of stuff. And I get what Nichole's saying, because how awful is it to like you put all your money and effort in making a movie like what you guys do, and then you post it on YouTube and nobody's watching it. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. It all
Uh,
just depends, like where you want your stuff to go and how hard are you willing to go after it. That's. I know there's a lot of roadblocks, but I'm the type of person I don't know how to quit.
Yeah.
So I just
I
keep
mean,
going.
Ben, let's talk about. I don't know that you and I have really talked about this before, but you've made a number of movies I know over the years,
Mm-hmm.
where you have actually entered some of them in film, the different film contests, and won some awards. So talk a little bit about that.
The anniversary, I won Best Actor, Best Director, Best Screenplay, several on that one. And I was on crew, and on The Devil Strikes Twice, it won first place in a festival. One of the last scenes in that film, I actually filmed it with a camera. It was basically towards the end of it, I'm filming the last scene. So that was pretty cool.
Wow,
And
wow.
yeah, I was on another show. Unfortunately, person that was behind it passed away, and him and his wife were filming it, but her husband passed away. We didn't get a chance to finish it, and I was kind of sad about that. But there's like 4 seasons of it, but you can find it on YouTube or somewhere called The Fifth Holler. But
Oh, wow.
that
Wow.
was back in the day. There was a scene in there. I actually was in a fight scene, and I had an actual krilled ankle.
Yeah, yeah.
I was running and fighting on that ankle.
Wow, 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 wow.
dedication,
And I
dedication.
took Jason, I took an actual spin kick to the chest, a real one.
Oh, wow.
And I also lifted this guy up and I power bombed him on a car. It was an awesome fight scene,
Like
but
you're
it hurt.
really getting into your acting there. I mean, let me
Well,
ask you, Ben. primarily the director and writer, but when you do these acting scenes, how much do you enjoy that, Ben?
Oh God, Jake Carter is he's probably one of my favorites because I mean, he's rough to play. I mean, he's
Uh,
mad, he's sad at the same time. There's these brief moments of happiness, and he goes right back into crying and mad and wanting to kill something. I mean, but I love his energy. It's like if I'm acting with someone and they gave me the same type of energy, I can bounce right off of them and just keep going. And that's what I like about Jake Carter. He's just like he's unpredictable.
so let me ask you both, how far are you into starting the filming of this project that she's going to direct for you, Ben?
Oh, it's called A Devilish Deal. Um, it's actually I'll tell you a little bit about it. It's about basically if you know anything about the Bible, there was a story about the devil made a bet with God if he could turn this person away from him by taking everything from him.
Oh, wow.
And of course, he never does. He still stays faithful to God.
Yeah.
Well, in this one, I play the devil, and I make a bet saying I'll give him everything he wants.
Wow,
And
wow.
it's a twist,
Wow, wow.
but that's all
So,
you get.
yeah. So Nichole, what are your visions as far as once the filming does start? I mean, you got any ideas yourself already of things you want to try when you guys start shooting?
Not yet. I'm waiting for the script. See, I get the script from him and then I read it like a book for like 2 or 3 times so I get the actual feeling of the story. It becomes any story or script that I read, I have to read it a couple times before, like as an actor, I'll memorize, but it has
Yeah,
to play it like a movie in my head. And that's
sure,
what I do
sure.
with like a lot of my films that I wrote and write too. They're all movies in my head.
Mhm.
So like I don't have to hurry up and put them on paper because they're like locked in as a little film. And so when
Yeah,
I'm ready to write the script, I just pull it out. If I get new ideas throughout the way, I'll like write them down. But yeah, once I get the script from Mr. Ben over there,
You'll get it.
I'll dissect it, I will read it, I will memorize, I'll cut things into scenes, and I'll just kind of then I'll have some visions. Of course, I mean it's his story, so I'll
yeah,
be talking to him. But yeah,
yeah.
I'm definitely
And
it'll be
Nicole, the
something.
way he told the story just now, it makes me want to go see that. First of all, I mean, I don't know how many filmmakers get their idea for a story out of the Bible. That's pretty cool. Like, kind of the devil and God getting together. I mean, that's kind of,
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's controversial, but do you worry about any negative or positive reactions from people?
Not yet. I basically, I've read a lot of the stories in the Bible, and I thought that would be the only one for me
Huh?
to where it won't start like a holy war or anything like that. It's basically just a simple bet between God
Sure.
and the devil, and it's just basically, them two. It's basically based on them. Ha ha, I win or you win. Like that. But I really didn't want to cross any boundaries with people.
I
'Cause I
got to
know
ask you,
people
Ben,
are.
because if you need some inspiration, I think a great movie for you to check out if you haven't already watched it at least once in your life. There's there's this old film. I think it's from 1977, starring John Denver and George Burns. I don't know if you
Oh
know who they
God.
are.
Oh
Oh
God.
God, but where George Burns is actually God, and it was just
Yeah.
cracking me up and hilarious.
I've seen. I've seen Oh God Part Two, and Oh God You Devil. I've
Yeah,
seen all
yeah.
three.
In fact, I like the original one with John Denver the best, but the one where
Yeah.
he's playing the devil too and God, it's like, okay, we're getting both sides here.
Yeah, I thought part three was quite interesting. See him playing cards over somebody. That was pretty cool.
And how hard is that going to be for you guys to like when you're I guess even to cast the actor who's going to play God? It's like, what are you looking for? Is it going to be more kind of your image of God or what you think God is?
I've already got him, and you've interviewed him,
Oh,
David Perez.
oh, wow, wow.
Yeah,
He's great at that. Wow.
yeah. I talked to him about it a while back, and I said I'd like for you to play this character. And I told him a little bit about it, and he liked
Yeah.
it. So.
Yeah, and again, that may get some kind of feedback, but he's a great actor, so I believe he'll be able to capture it. But then you can have people like, God's black and this and that. But again, that's the fun aspect of it because nobody really knows. And like when you're going to watch a movie, like talking about George Burns as God,
Mhm.
I never would have thought of that, but watching the movie, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you look at George Burns, he looks ageless anyway. He looks like he's the same age his whole life, like Willie Nelson.
He's always been old now.
But I also got another feature film I'm going to be working on later on down the road called The Engagement. It's a
Okay.
serial killer movie.
Wow, wow. And does he kill the people that he gets engaged to, or just
Well,
one?
it's a she.
Oh, she. Oh,
Yeah.
well, that I like that. See again, Ben, your mind's going other places than people's mind typically go. At first, you know, typically you don't think of most serial killers. They say are mostly men, but again, why not a woman serial killer, right?
Well, the thing is, though, I'm making several of these, and they're all connected. There'll
Oh,
be like a final feature if everything goes well, of course.
uh,
There'll be a final one where it shows how it all ties in.
okay, okay. So, Nichole, do you know who David Perez is? I was curious.
Oh, yes.
Did you
Hmm.
get to take part in the audition and see that process?
No, but I do know David Perez very well. Him and I and Sarah are all involved with our own series we're working on. So
Yeah, we'll
I,
definitely
I
have to
do
have
know
you
him.
three back together. That would be fun. I was watching, I think it's called The Cabin, something that the two of them did
Hmm.
together. And what was tripping me out is I think it's like only like a 12-minute short, and yet they got so much done. I mean, it's like an actual movie they get done in 12 minutes, which just really amazes me.
Yeah.
So tell the story in 12 minutes. I don't know how you do that, but they did.
They do 8-minute stories too, but there's some 8-minute mini shorts that they do films for. But yeah, it was really good. I saw that. But yeah, David and Sarah I know very well. Communicate with them daily. We're working on our own stuff coming up. So we're actually filming next month for that, and that is called Twisted Tales,
I'll
and
tell
that
you
is
what,
a series.
Nicole, I'm serious. I'll have the three of you on together. That'd be fun to talk
You
about it
should.
because I'm really into like pop culture and movies, and my point being there, when I say pop culture, well, I talk mainly about like on my show, like classic TV shows and movies, but it's fun to have guests like you guys that actually are working and making movies because that's a fun aspect and a fun part of that as well, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, and so let me ask you, Nicole, what is easier for you? Like, I think from what you're saying earlier, acting you can really get into because you really get to kind of create who the character is and play a role in that. But what's the biggest difference for you, like in directing and being involved with the writing, actually kind of more involved in the creating of a character?
Well, acting, I feel, is more easier
Uh,
because you only really have like one job. You become the character, you memorize the lines, and you show up on set, you do what you're supposed to do, and then you go. But when you're writing, directing the whole story, you have to kind of see everybody's character, know what each character is about, what they're supposed to say, and how to piece that together when you're actually directing a scene. You're doing scene setup, you're doing scene blocking, you have lighting, sound, just camera angles. It's like everything. So as a director, you have everything on your plate. So it's harder, but I feel like my mind works better that way anyways, because I'm doing like 50 million things anyway. So I do like the organized chaos. So it's like spider web of events. But yeah,
so
directing is harder but easier.
yeah. And so being an actress yourself, does it make it that much easier for you to direct these other actors now that are going to be under you?
Yes, because it's like as an actor, you know how best emotions are shown and portrayed on camera, and certain things like mannerisms, what you want them to do that you can see as a director that actually will show up on film. So it's like it gives you an advantage being an actor first and then going directing and filmmaking.
Yeah,
So, and you can also coach and help them.
yeah.
So,
I'm serious, Nicole. We'll definitely have you back on, and maybe one day you come on your own, and we can talk in detail about your own career and allow you
yeah.
to get your story out a little more. Now, before we wrap it up for today, guys, I'd like to ask you, Ben, too, when the project, is ready to kind of, you're ready to really start, getting the word out. Let me know, and you guys can come back on, okay?
Absolutely. You got it.
And anything you guys want to say before we wrap it up on our special Valentine's Day episode?
Well, happy Valentine's Day, of course,
Yeah.
from Jake Carter, which he's probably not a fan of. But
Neither
you
is
know, I
Sage,
can't.
Ben. Neither is Sage. No.
Yeah, yeah, really. I can't wait for y'all to see our projects. You're really going to be amazed by Nicole's directing and her character Sage in Midas Cove, because I've already did a test reading with her and she knocked it out of the park.
And I got to say, Mr. Hicks, before we do wrap it up for today, that you do have a real knack. You got a real eye for talent. I mean, Sarah Jane, even David, I could see him doing the part that you've cast him for. I mean, I
He's an
haven't
amazing actor.
seen the movie, but I could picture him, in the role of God. And Nichole, I think you got to have her as, at least in a cameo appearance, even though she's directing it, because I think she's going to be amazing on screen too. Just,
Yeah, let's do it. We're gonna get to work. I'm gonna put him to work now. Is what's gonna happen. So
and of course, Ben, you
once
got
I
to,
get a
Well,
binder
my
made,
weekend's
it's
over.
on.
of course, Ben,
No,
you
I
got to
put him
make
to
a
work on the
cameo. You got to make
weekends.
a cameo in your own film. And I'm
well,
sure as a director, Ben, and a
well,
filmmaker,
well,
you got
yeah,
a lot
true.
of screen actors, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, guys. This will be going up by tomorrow morning, and I'll send you guys a link. Thanks for doing this. I really had a great time getting to know you, Nichole.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. It was fun.
Take care, Ben.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.